What's up, team? A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. Euro dollar has moved up higher once again following the overall order flow. So what I'm looking for today is definitely a pullback in towards the downside. So keep in mind, today we do have NFP news, so we do expect very large movements within the market. So what I'm going to be looking for is a potential retracement from this daily order block, also known as your daily area of supply. So obviously we are still bearish in towards the downside. The overall swing range on euro dollar is from this high in towards this low. We saw a sufficient retracement all the way back in towards the highs, in towards pretty much the extreme area of supply, which is also, if we just draw in a Fibonacci retracement tool, that we can see that we pretty much pulled back all the way up in towards the highs, towards that 786 fib retracement level. So over here, after tapping that 786 fib retracement, we saw a push in towards the downside. We then saw a close below this low, meaning that we also saw this overall internal uptrend shift in towards a downtrend. So after a break of structure on that internal structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback in towards the upside before then continuing back in towards the downside. So we're currently at that 618 fib retracement level. We have some supply over here, so we could potentially start dumping down in towards the downside. Do keep in mind we still have this liquidity high open, so we could still move just slightly higher before then retracing in towards the downside, but I would also like to see some further downside from this level over here. Let's say we do move up even higher, then obviously we'll be checking out what happens once we reach, let's say, the extreme of this overall swing leg. But for me, I'm definitely looking at shorts from either this area of supply or this area of liquidity. Now moving on in towards the 4-hour time frame real quick, nothing really different from the daily time frame, to be honest. All we can see is that we're currently inside of this supply zone. Overall, the internal trend here is bullish in towards the upside. So what I'm looking for after a BOS is, of course, a retracement in towards the downside. Obviously this being over here your first target, and then this being target number 2. So that's euro dollar for you. If we move up higher, obviously there are still some supply zones which are still fresh where we could look to trade towards. Now moving on in towards Aussie dollar, which is our next pair, or let me just discuss the dollar index first. If we look at the dollar index, we have seen a very strong dump in towards the downside. So overall, looking at the dollar index, we were bearish obviously, and we were anticipating for the downside after breaking this overall trend line. Boom, boom, retracement in towards that supply zone, retest of that trend line, and then we've just dumped in towards hell. So what I'm looking for today is a retracement back up, definitely in towards the highs, after coming back in towards pretty much this area of consolidation, and also filling up this gap over here and grabbing liquidity resting beneath pretty much these lows. So definitely looking for a retracement on the dollar index. Do keep in mind, obviously it's NFP news today, so anything could happen. So we do not like to gamble, but just keep in mind that that is a definite possibility. If we just decide to tank in towards downside full steam, then pretty much my target will be this liquidity low underneath this area of consolidation. And then from there, definitely I do or will expect a potential retracement. So that is the dollar index for you. Now let's really move on to Aussie dollar now. Looking at Aussie dollar, what we can see over here is that I'm looking for further downside. What we've now done is grab the liquidity above this area of consolidation. So all those stops have been taken out. We have already seen a break of this 4-hour high. We came in towards this supply zone, so I was looking already for a short yesterday as well. And now we've taken out these highs as well, these equal highs. So definitely looking for that further downside to occur today. So that's Aussie dollar going in towards the 15. Just wait this morning for a trend shift. Just keep your eyes open. Overall, we're seeing this corrective ascending price action as of this morning. So we're seeing the overall market just correct in towards the highs. So definitely looking for that further downside push. Let's say we do not see that, then I'll just be looking for further downside from one of those higher 4-hour zones, which can be seen over here. So that's zone number 1 and zone number 2. So either we sell off from here, which I do expect, and otherwise zone 1 or 2 is where the next shorts are going to be from. So that's Aussie dollar. Now moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar, I mean, we've just been rocketing up in towards the highs. You guys can already see the arrow looking for shorts from this area of supply time frame. Again, we can see that we have this trend line liquidity now taken out, pushed in towards the supply zone. So now looking for a short after this overextend move in towards the highs. Going in towards the daily time frame, what we can see over there is that we're still bearish in towards the downside. We had this high over here and this low over here. This is again just like on euro dollar, the overall retracement. Now we've been consolidating for quite some time here on pound dollar, so we might take out this high first, and then, for example, start seeing a retracement in towards the downside. Do keep in mind we still have this fresh area of supply as well on the daily. So this is pretty much my daily chart here on pound dollar. For the rest, just keep an eye out for the 15-minute trend shift as well, to look for potential shorts for today. Now, moving on in towards NZDUSD, what we can see over here on the 4-hour time frame is we've moved up even higher. So overall, NZDUSD, as I've mentioned in my videos already, we are very consolidative. Not a big fan of this price action. Overall, I was looking for maybe some slowdown inside of this area of supply. Nothing much, no liquidation obviously before that zone was formed. Therefore, what happens, the zone itself gets taken out. So definitely also looking for a retracement very, very soon from kind of this area of consolidation. So yeah, push it back in towards the downside is what I'm going to be looking for. Furthermore, gold as well, looking for further downside, but we need to see some momentum shift today in the news. So who knows what will be going on for the rest of today. Then a retracement back in towards, let's say, these areas of demand. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you all soon.